Good afternoon, class. So today is 16th of January, and we will have to cover the current affairs of today. And the first news is a type of a good news that is related to the vaccination that has already been started in India. And I hope you remember that the clearance for the vaccine has still not provided. But what is being provided is the restricted use under controlled conditions. So the government is basically providing the vaccine to the frontline health workers who will be getting vaccinated today. There are approximately three like jabs that are needed to be provided, and apart from that, they have provided information regarding which of the people will be getting the vaccine, which of the people, if they have any form of blood disorder or any form of HIV and all other things. So the SOPs has been issued. So if there are any person who is associated with blood disorder, need not to be, or the administration of the jab that is being provided to them should be provided with caution. This is what the government have said. And the next issue is with respect to the persons who are suffering from immunodeficiency or immunodeficiency diseases or immunodiseases such as HIV. In that particular case, they have said that the vaccine may not be as effective as it should be, because in health department there could be some person who will be getting infected with HIV or some other part. So I hope this is clear. This is the first news that we should consider. Now, further moving on, the next news is related to the private space. Now, what is this private space? Class, please understand, I think yesterday or 3 or 4 days earlier, I have told you about the issues that are currently surrounding the Article 25, the Article 21, and also the freedom that is provided by under Article 19. Now, these are some of the things that are being debated right now. Now, which have led to the increase of discussion around this particular issue. The first issue has been the pass of the unlawful or the anti-conversion bill by the UP government, which have actually opened a can of worms regarding the personal liberty versus the state and the non-state factor. But before going into that, you need to understand what are the issues here. Now, please understand, the UP government have passed an anti-conversion law. Under the anti-conversion law, if there is a particular person who has been affected or who want to marry another woman for another religion, he will have to marry under Special Marriage Act. So under the Special Marriage Act, he will have to go to the person over there who will register their marriage, the registrar of the marriage. Now that person will put the name of these two interfaith couple on the notice board for a period of 30 days, after which, or you must understand the intention behind this particular law. Basically, what was happening in India, that there were very poor families, and the fraud means were basically very prevalent in a big country like India. So you can go from one place to another, you can marry girl over there. These 30-day notices are basically provided so that the locality or the people in the locality would know that if the person is already married or if he had any living children or spouses. But over the time, what has happened? The members from the right wing have basically misused this particular provision, and it was 30 days. They will go to the offices regularly. They will dissuade the people they will dissuade those people who are currently opting for the interfaith marriage, and therefore probably the major target is the Hindu woman marrying the Muslim man. Now, in that particular regard, the case went to Allahabad court regarding the anti-conversion law. Now, the Allahabad court have taken a strict concern of this. Allahabad court have said that whatever be the right of marriage, it is an individual right, and state has no business in it. So that actually have posed as a threat to the laws, that the anti-conversion law, if you read the statement of the anti-conversion law simply says, if a person is solely changing his religion for the purpose of the marriage, then that conversion would not be justified or will be called as invoid. So that is the things that we are currently debating about. I hope this is clear. Now the Supreme Court has said that every citizen under Article 19 has been provided the freedom and the liberty to choose any of the spouse as they want to, and state has no business in going into the private. It also infringes upon the right to privacy. Therefore, the state should not interfere in this. This is what they believe. So it has been lauded by the public dignitaries who have said that the Supreme Court have come up with the right to privacy, and with increasing time, the Supreme Court have very eager or very protective on the privacy of the individual against the state or the non-state factor. And even if the government justify, then the proportionality with respect to the data that is being collected needed to be justified to the government that if the benefits that are arising out of it will serve the purpose, and the data will only be collected for whatever the purpose has been specified in the law. So that is what has been said in this. The next is the double ignominy. Now, what is ignominy? Ignominy is a type of a shame to whom it has been said. This has been said to Mr. Trump. Why it has been said? Because Mr. Trump has been impeached for the second time now. So what are the issues here? Now, Mr. Trump is basically, first time when he was impeached on the charges of obstruction of justice, and secondly, interference in a foreign country or trying to interfere the election in the domestic scenario. The second time, the charges are basically for the incitement of insurrection. So insurrection, sorry. Uh, Incitement of insurrection. Now, these are some of the things that are debated over there. Now, what is the issue here? Before understanding this, you must understand how the function or the houses function in United States of America. There are two houses over there. The first house is the House of Representative, and the second house is House of Senate. So in House of Senate, the tenure of a particular member is 6 years, and there are 50 states in United States of America. For 50 states, only 100 members are there. So for every state, 2 members are there. The objective being that the state in Rajya Sabha should have an equal say with respect to the issues of their state. In the House of Representatives, there are 435 members, and there are additional 6 members who does not have any voting rights. So 435 have voting rights. In that background, the House of Representatives have a tenure of 2 years, and they have to seek the mandate again from the people. That is by the direct election or standing in the direct election from the people. In Senate, the governors send their people. So they are elected from the state of the particular state. Now, these are called as representatives and Senate. So, Senate is equivalent to Rajya Sabha in India, and Lok Sabha is equivalent to House of Representative in USA. Now, the USA have already passed. There are 235 members. So, the vote for the impeachment of Mr. Trump has been voted by 230 to 297 votes. So, that is a huge mandate. So, simple majority is currently working. Now, there is also a possibility that in Rajya Sabha of United States of America that the impeachment procedure may go through. But as they will be proceeding and there will be inquiry that will be conducted by another house, the tenure that is going to expire on 20th of January, Mr. Trump will not be impeached under any condition, and therefore he will be let go of even if the impeachment condition will be conducted against him. So that will only remain a dead letter and nothing substantial will come out of it. I hope this is clear. The next news is regarding the vaccine optimism and the scientific uncertainty link. What is the probability here and what they want to say? So basically with vaccine, they want transparency and quality and efficacy that is needed to be delivered. We have seen in the case of India that there are 3 things that are always taken into consideration whenever there is a trial. So what are these 3 conditions? First of all, condition is the mandatory, or you can say designing of the vaccine. Then we go for the conduction and the analysis of the data that is coming backward. And then we talk about the final administration or the final adaptation of the vaccine. So what happens? First of all, you take a certain set of people, you administer them vaccine. Then you take the analysis or the data from the people. Then furthermore, you make such an adaptation that will be needed for the vaccine to work properly in equal amount. Now, in this particular part, we have already seen that most of times in India, when the vaccine are being tested, they are going through from first phase, second phase or third phase. And afterwards, they get included into the concern or the themes of the large vaccination of the people. But in India, as the vaccine has been provided emergency trial under restricted use, so the third phase trial data is still not out. We have not made enough modifications. Whatever the consequences of the particular vaccination program that will be there has or will be basically suffered by the people. Now, these are some of the things that we have debated about. Okay. Now, what they say that there is a need for more caution. Now, what is the need of caution here? Because the vaccines are still not decided. So we will have to wait how these particular things are going on, how they will be going on. Then there are conditions under which the vaccines are being rolled out. They also needed to be there. Now, there are some persons who are very optimistic and some persons who are very skeptic about this particular issue, that whether the vaccine will be used with efficacy or not, because the administration or the acceptance of the vaccine depends on the adequacy, quality, and affordability of the vaccine. So if all these three are present, then only the people will be provided this vaccine and they will have faith in that. So the vaccine, how many people are taking, that also decide that how many uh, outcomes we can expect from the administration of this particular vaccine. So I hope this is clear. Now, further moving on is Kerala budget promises 20 lakh jobs in 5 years. This is the new budget they have presented, heavily focused on the welfare and the infrastructure activities. If you see the welfare, then expenditure of 1,164 crore will be there and 191 crore against the additional revenue mobilization of 200 crore. So the cumulative deficit they have increased to 1,306.9 crore. And in that particular regard, you must understand that the allowance to the ASHA worker has been hiked by 1,000 rupees. So basically, this is good economics or the Keynesian economics that we basically talk about. If the market is not working, then the government should rope in to provide extra sum of money, which will actually help the market to again increase the cycle. There will be always slumps and always downturns in economy. And this is one of the way in which these particular thing could be managed. You invest in infrastructure, you invest in the low fabric of the society. So I hope this is clear. Further moving on, Clouds Mar annual temple phenomenon. Now this is a temple in Bengaluru of Shiv Linga, that is the Gavi Gandheshwara temple in Gavipuram. And on the Sakranti of that year, there is a phenomena in which directly the sunlight will fall on the Shiv Linga. So this is located in Bengaluru. Now this year, because of the clouds, this particular phenomena was not happening, and this has not happened in the last 50 years. This is what the Mandir Pujari have said. So that is one of the things that we have to see, and the rain was received by the end of this year. Basically, this marks the return of the sun to the northward direction. When I say northward direction, I hope you remember the sun does not move, only the earth is rotating on its axis, which is tilted by 66.5 degrees from the normal. So that is how the earth is rotating, and as it have moved a full circle or is going to move a full circle around the sun, so it appears to us that the earth is moving towards the north. So I hope this is clear. The next news is related to Nepal. Now, what is the problem of Nepal? So Nepal have sent a person called as Pradeep Gawali. Who is he? He is the Foreign Affairs Minister of Nepal. And what are his objectives? Basically, Indian government have denied that the people in Nepal or the Nepali people are close ally of India, and we have historical allies. This is what India have maintained. Now, there have been skirmishes with respect to the dispute of Kalapana, Limpidara and the Kali River. Some Nepal have said that the territory that are included in the Indian map are usually their territory, which has been provided to them or taken from them by the Treaty of Sagoli. So this is what the historical claims the Nepal have made. Now for this, they have passed a bill from the constitution of the parliament in which they have taken some of the territory into, or the Indian territory that India says or India claims is theirs, into their own territory. So that is one of the things that is needed to be considered here. Now, what is the issue here? Nepal was coming to India. The issue came up in 2019 by the end of the December. There have been acquisition from the Nepal side that whenever we try to talk with the Indian people, there was no response, and they have usually delayed the project or delayed the issue more than longer. Now, they did not have any patience for this, so therefore they passed the constitution bill so that the India will sit on the negotiation table and they will talk about the complete resolution of this particular dispute of Kalapani between India and Nepal. Now, this was not supposed to be happening in this particular summit, but as the foreign minister of Nepal came to India, the first issue that he raised is the Nepali or the Kalapani issue, that whether you want to give to us because this belongs to us and you should take away all your claims from this particular region, because the claim of the Kali River that is flowing to the east totally belongs to them. So I hope this is clear. The next news is related to Biden unveils 1.9 trillion relief package. Now, what is this relief package will include? I hope you remember last month I think, Mr. Donald Trump had refused to sign a $600 package in which the checks of $600 will be issued. So Mr. Trump have said that either it should be increased to 2,000 per family, dollars per family, the check that will be given by the government as a type of a relief measures to all the poor people. Or secondly, he have said that the 1.9 trillion relief package should be provided on infrastructure and the people welfare. So that are the two things that he have said. There is already a promise $1,400, and on top of it $600 will be provided. That will actually provide for $2,000 to all the American citizens for just being a citizen of America. Why it is so? Because the American economy is on recession, a type of a technical recession, or it has been currently decreasing. So therefore they are hoping that this particular uh, package will provide investment and also boost the economy. I hope this is clear. The next one is the unveiled document highlights Trump mixed China legacy. Now, what is Trump's mixed China legacy? First of all, you need to remember the declassified, what is the report that has been leaked. So already I have been telling you for years now that what China wants from India, or what India wants from India, sorry, what USA wants from India. In the particular case, there is a report leakage that has happened with respect to the strategic framework for Indo-Pacific. That is Mr. Trump or the government of Mr. Trump who have, I don't know, intentionally or unintentionally, the document have got released on the internet. In the particular issue, they have said various things about Indian Ocean region by increasing cooperation between the countries, by providing for different infrastructure projects. For example, the BUTOT project is one of America's finest high quality infrastructure they want to build around the Indian Ocean region, and the need is basically the free trade that they want to ensure. Secondly, they will always support India in every endeavor, whether it is strategic or communicative, because they are hoping that India will rise in absence of any solid power in Asia that is not going to build in the near future. So the only option that USA had right now is to through the hands of India. These are some of the things that they have said. So I hope this is clear. And Zhao Lijian, who's the ambassador of the Chinese authorities, have said that this is a Cold War mentality in which you are trying to provide your own ideology to the Indo-Pacific rather than engaging with the multiple countries on individual basis. So if you want to be remain in the prevalent or relevant in the upcoming near future, you should be providing this particular facility that uh, sorry you have to closely engage with the allies of India that are located in the Indian Ocean. So I hope this is clear. The next one is the after US Russia pulls out of Open Skies Treaty. First of all, what was Open Sky Treaty? As please understand, this is a time when there was no radar, because there are some things that the radars cannot detect. The radar based structure can be formed. So there is a Open Skies Treaty. What were the provisions of the Open Sky Treaty? Under Open Skies Treaty, enemy aeroplane, if it is not armed and can provide the information to the local government that they are coming in for a surveillance over your land, then they could come and they can survey the whole of the land. Now, what was the objective behind it? Because both the nuclear power countries were basically apprehensive of each other, and they were thinking that if they do not keep a vigil on each other territory, there may be soon a nuclear war that may fell out of this particular conflict between the two nations. So therefore, they agreed with one another, Russia and China, that they will invest in the technology that was available at that particular time by taking a Reiki or by taking a surveillance plane over the enemy's land, and it should not be restricted and should be allowed. So USA have basically exited from this on a claim that this particular act have not benefited USA, and therefore they are exiting from it. Now, following the same path, Russia have also exited from this. So this is all about the Indo-US Russia Open Skies Treaty. Will not go into detail. The next one is the trade with China shrank in 2020. Now, please understand there is a growth on two sides. So the total trade that we have with China is $87 billion. So after 87 billion, there is only 100 billion. And if we talk about our economy, then it is only close to 2.3 trillion. So 2.3 trillion, you can come to 100, or you can say 1000 billion, then you can come to 100, then you can come to 10 billion, then you can come to 1 billion. This is how small the amount is. So 87 billion is there. This is the US dollars amount that is basically we are trading with China. in the year or in the present month. Before that, there have been increase in the export by a 16%, which is a huge increase from China. Maybe specifically because of the rice that China is buying from India at a much smaller pace as compared to the domestic factory. Sorry, as compared to the domestic region. The second issue could be that the intensity of the services that are being demanded by the people, because we mostly know that USA is currently a export oriented country. So if they do not export anything, they are not going to earn profit. So if the company stops exporting, then they are not going to earn profit. These are some of the things that are currently debated here. So I hope this is clear. Now, oh sorry, another two things I didn't told you. The deficit is approximately 45 or something, $45 billion, yeah, which is lowest in the last 5 years. It has been always higher, but we have seen a growth of 16% of higher in the current fiscal and minus 7.7% in the last fiscal. So I hope this is clear. The next one is the Indian economy weak, credit growth bottoming out. This is said by BOFA. Now, this is a board of financial aid or something like that. BOFA security. So they are a type of a security issued department. Now, they have said that the economy continues to weak, pointing to the activity indicators that are currently coming from it. And they have said that for the real lending rates, all traders that we have currently, or things that we have, the inflation and all the things needed to be controlled. But then again, we also have to accompany the growth of the economy, because if the interest is very high, then nobody will take the loan. So it need to be balanced in such a way that whatever the threat to economy are there, they needed to be taken out of this. So I hope this is clear. So Indian economy is weak, but we need a bottoming out effect. The next one is the Indianization of a 20 million deal with IdeaForge for UAV. This is an indigenous technology that is available for surveillance, and Switch UAV can be used by Indian Army, and the tender has been given to IdeaForge. So that's why they have been using quadrocopters, or simply you can say drones. So fan-based drones and the quadrocopters. So I think that is it for today. Yeah. Let's see tomorrow then.